the air begins to move, and this morning they're predicting a southerly flow, as you just said.
850 balloons expected to go up in 2 waves today. This is the second year that the Balloon Fiesta is being held at this new location, and it allows a lot more balloons to go up, so there aren't as many waves. There's more room for them to spread out. They go up pretty quickly.
Cast of thousands out here, and the crowd and spectators that make the show possible, really, make it exciting, already showing up in great numbers. We'll see the field, as we have in past years, packed to the brim. The aroma of coffee and sweet rolls, burritos, the works.
That's some of the best part of being at the Fiestas. Get out in the nippy morning and you get hungry, and there's plenty of food to satisfy that hunger. You know, there are a lot of new events and new attractions this year, and we'll be telling you more about that. But first, let's head out to our field reporter who's been taking part in the Balloon Fiesta since it started back in 1972,
Man,
Tom Rutherford.
Who knows it all.
As old as dirt, huh? It's going to be a great morning for balloon flying. The field this morning, giving you the spectator's view of the balloon flying. And as we said, all 850 balloons are going to lift off. The morning began with the Rio Rancho High School Band, Albuquerque's newest high school, or the area's newest high school. Governor Johnson was here and welcomed the group, and the pilots are excited about flying. It's really going to be a great time at the Balloon Fiesta this year.
Imagine it is. And Tom, you're looking bright and chipper this morning. How do you do it so early in the morning? Just experience.
You know, I've been here since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm glad I came early. As you've seen, the traffic's a little heavy outside.
Oh, yeah.
And they let me freshen up a little bit. I don't look nearly as good as Joe Diaz does, though. He's going to be out talking about balloons from here in the field also.
You've been with the Balloon Fiesta since its inception, as we mentioned, and it's always a pleasure to work with you on this project because you know it all. If there's a question, just ask Tom.
Well, and I'll answer to the best of my imagination.
Well, anyway, we'll get back to you time and again this morning and fill us in on the exciting things that are going on and all those visitors that are coming into Albuquerque.
You know, experience has proven that getting here is not half the fun. That's probably the hardest part of the Balloon Fiesta.
I believe.
And this year they have like a new and improved way to do that. There are some new routes, some new parking areas, and that should be getting the Balloon Fiesta, they hope, make it easier for you to get here than you have had in the past. So if you've got plans to make a first-hand visit, maybe not today, but later in the week, Ed Lopez has some key information that you need to know before you head out the door.
Over 1.5 million people are expected at the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. With numbers like that, traffic around the Balloon Fiesta Park is a major concern. So the Balloon Fiesta Committee has a new plan to make access to the park easier and more efficient than in previous years. The park is located off Interstate 25 between Tramway and Alameda. If you're traveling from Albuquerque's east side, you can get to the park from I-25 north and take the Tramway exit. Then you'll be directed onto the southbound frontage road to Balloon Fiesta parking on the north side of the park. If you're coming from the west side, you still use Alameda, but instead of parking on the old Fiesta field, you'll be directed to the new public parking area located north of Alameda. If you want to avoid traffic and parking altogether, there's another option. Let someone else do the driving for you. Suntran, the city of Albuquerque's transit system, will offer park and ride service to Balloon Fiesta Park. This year, Suntran Balloon Fiesta customers will be dropped off and picked up even closer to the field. The new Suntran loading and unloading zone is next to the Public Safety Center, located alongside Concession Row. And Suntran will use routes that are out of the main public traffic patterns, making your trip to and from the park easier and faster. If you live on the east side, catch the Suntran Balloon Fiesta shuttle at the northwest lot of Coronado Mall or the north side of Windrock Mall between 5 and 7 a.m. For Westsiders, go to the northeast side of Cottonwood Mall, also from 5 to 7 a.m. Suntran will take you back to your car starting at 8:30 a.m. and continuing all through noon. Ticket prices for adults, $11.50 on the opening weekend, $10.50 for senior citizens, $6.50 for ages 5 through 11, and kids 4 and under are absolutely free. Tickets include round-trip service and Fiesta Gate admission. However you decide to get to the Balloon Fiesta, the journey to and from should be a lot easier this time around. Ed Lopez, Action 7 News.
Looks so easy, huh? That landing, just easy.
Sometimes you wish you could do that to get here. You know, skip the traffic and
Yeah.
just kind of bob in on the balloon.
Paint the sky. That is the 26th annual theme. 26th annual, imagine that, 26 years already. The Balloon Fiesta has been underway and has grown to mega proportions, known throughout the world now. People all over the country and the globe descend upon Albuquerque.
It is amazing that each year it can continue to get bigger. There are some new attractions, new events this year. They're going to have a helicopter and parachute show. There's also the Flight of Nations Day, which will include about 28 to 29, 30 countries involved in that. You know, we were talking about the traffic and the fact that there's supposed to be a new strategy for getting in here this year. Is it working? Well, let's go up in Sky 7 and find out.
Check it out, our new Super Sky 7. Let's see how that view is.
Mike's in.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Diane and Nelson. You know, the park and ride is looking awfully good from up here in our Sky 7 shot. The mass ascension is just a few minutes away, and still thousands of cars are dead parked along I-25, as you can see there. People are starting to park in front of Coronado Airport. In fact, just you know, giving up on getting inside the gate. They're just going to watch from the interstate, I guess. Tramway is backed up all the way to the Sandias. It has been for the past couple of hours, as is Alameda. It's backed up all the way to the river. So 25 is backed up to Montgomery. The folks coming from Santa Fe are having the best time of it. There's no backup at all. You know, they had that new traffic plan in place, hopefully to get people here quickly and a lot more efficiently. I'm not sure if the folks down on the ground agree with that at this hour. Back to you, Diane and Nelson.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Nice ride in the new Sky 7. Boy, is it nice. We can see it from the field up to our south from us here.
It matches the Balloon Fiesta colors this year. It's got that blue and yellow and bright. You know.
Neat, though. It's got that super camera that can zoom in from way atop. It's very impressive. The marvel of electronics, no question about it.
One of the ways that we're trying to be new and improved, just like the Balloon Fiesta. New events. We got something bigger and better every year for you, too.
Now, if I were a balloon, what would I be saying right about now?
You're just waking up, huh?
Oh, yeah, stretching out a little bit. The weather is perfect, and for a more official look, let's check in with our meteorologist out on the field, Mr. Joe Diaz. Good morning, Joe.
To the pilot's briefing. I went to the pilot's briefing just a little bit ago, and we don't have an Albuquerque box set up today, but we do have great weather for a launch. The winds are light here at the surface, so the pilots won't have any trouble inflating the balloons. You know, some years if there's a lot of wind, you're rolling all over the place. Now, when the balloons lift off the field, they'll be hovering over because the winds are very light, like 1 or 2 knots. And then they'll get up to around 300 feet, and all of that will be going over the city. So if you're in Albuquerque, you're going to see a spectacular sight. 850 balloons over the next couple hours will be going in your direction. Hey, here's a pilot from Germany, not a hot air pilot, but a gas balloon pilot, Thomas Orup, and actually you went to Valley High for about, 88, 89?
88, 89.
So he's just a local boy, right?
Actually, I am. I'm with the Valley.
Okay, so we all know that 850 balloons will be going over, but talk about the gas ballooning race, how that's different, and, you know, these balloons are up and down in a couple of hours, but that won't be the case for you this afternoon.
No, we actually expect to be up there for 3 hours. 3 days, I'm sorry, 3 days, yeah. So we launch at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's when we take off. We go through the night, we go through the day, another night, another day, and then we'll see if it will be enough to go for the 3rd day.
Okay, so how many balloons, gas balloons, do we have this year?
I think we have 17 balloons. The governor's coming up with 1 balloon, and then the race balloons are coming up.
And to win the event, you have to do what?
Well, you have to go the farthest, and that's you have to find the fastest wind with the least ballast you need.
Okay, how'd you do last year? Did you go the farthest?
No, I did 12. The farthest went David Levin. He landed in Oklahoma City, and I landed in Roswell.
You landed in Roswell, and as Tom Rutherford likes to say, 50 years from now, they'll be doing a big festival for that landing that you did in Roswell last year. All right, well, best of luck to you this year, and it's good to see you. And if you come to the gas event, go look him up, because if you want to buy this pen, it's how much?
It's $10, and it finances our trip over here, so a German team can participate in the America's Challenge.
Well, fantastic.
And
Tomas?
it's a glow in the dark.
Okay, well, it's fantastic here at the field right now. It'll be fantastic later on this afternoon as well. Back to you guys.
Hey,
All right.
Joe, before your Tomas friend gets away, would you
Okay.
say to him, "Wie geht es Ihnen"? Say that to him, can you?
Nelson.
"Wie geht es Ihnen"?
Okay, Nelson says, wie geht es Ihnen to you?
Mir geht es gut, mir geht es sogar sehr gut. Kannst du Deutsch sprechen?
Nelson, would you give us a translation of that, please?
He says,
He's
"Do I
lost
speak German?"
Okay, what did you just say to
I
Nelson?
said,
I said,
hello.
if he speaks German, and I'm fine, and I hope he's fine as well.
There we go. We're on the same sheet of music there. Good deal. A
So
lot
what
of,
does he say?
lot of
What
nice.
does he have to say?
That's about my limit. That's a limited German.
You pretty much,
Gut,
you pretty
danke,
much hit the
Schmidt.
learning curve there.
Poor.
Gut, danke, und
Hey, I
bitte.
want to welcome all the Germans over here,
Yes.
so come by the Washington balloon this evening at the gas balloon.
There you go. And as a matter of fact, it's the third America's Challenge gas balloon race, which will feature 18 helium-filled balloons in distance competition. A great, a large German audience, German residents here in Albuquerque, here in New Mexico as a rule. In fact, I go to a German restaurant near Pecos. You know, you go to Glorieta exit, and then there's a, I forget the name of the restaurant, but there's a German
He
woman.
knows where to find the good food,
Ooh,
guys.
it is delicious, the German potato salad and all that stuff.
Along with the German team on that gas balloon challenge, there will also be an Australian, Canadian, England, Germany, of course, the U.S. will all be competing in that 5 different countries. And again, that's a long distance race, 18 competitive teams, and Governor Gary Johnson will be on one of them.
Neat. And it'll start approximately at 7 p.m. That's going to be neat.
That's tonight.
Well, you know, the traffic we've mentioned earlier is certainly something to dodge. And
Well, they were hoping it was going to get better this year, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There are still a lot of people coming into the park. Let's go out to Dan Monahan, who's down on the ground in the midst of all the traffic, and find out what his perspective is. Dan?
Diane and Nelson, actually we have foot traffic going in today. We're finding a lot of people out here. We're at the corner of Tramway and I-25, and people are deciding to park their cars and try to trek it in instead of put up with a line. And I got to say that a lot of them are outpacing the cars. We have a long line of cars here. This is the most cars I've ever seen lined up this time of day for a Balloon Fiesta Mass Ascension morning. And we can see up the hill. You can look up Tramway. I know you saw it from Sky 7. But from here at the corner of I-25 and Tramway, the cars line up Tramway almost to the La Luz trailhead. Now, if you're familiar with Albuquerque, you realize that's a long way. And that's up Tramway. Out I-25, it's just as bad for the northbound people. I think Mike Sims told you that the southbound crowd is having a much better go of it. It might be wiser, if you're still planning on heading out here, pass a Tramway going north, go to Bernalillo, turn around, and come back. You'll probably be well ahead of most of these other cars. Now, we're going to stick around out here and see if any of these people get here. I'm sure they thought they were leaving plenty early. This may be a lesson for them. You got to leave about an hour earlier than they thought they had to leave. And we're going to stick around, see if they can all get in to see the balloons, and we're going to let you all see the balloons. And when our 26th annual Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta coverage begins right after a few messages.
You're watching live coverage of the 1990.
Well, good morning once again. If you're just tuning us in to the 26th annual live coverage of KOAT 7's Balloon Fiesta. Well, actually, the Kodak International Balloon Fiesta.
We'll claim it.
We'll
That's
claim
okay.
it. But you know, it's amazing, Diane. Pilots representing Argentina, Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, France, Germany, Hungary, Japan, Latvia, Luxembourg, Mexico, Peru, Portugal, Scotland, Slovak, Slovenia, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, United States, and Yugoslavia will be participating in this first-time Balloon Fiesta event. That's the nations that they're going to have. It's called the Flag of Nations?
The Flight of Nations
Flight
is
of
a new
Nations.
event this year. You're getting a good view now of what's going on right out here at Balloon Fiesta Park. From the bluff cam, there's a bluff in this new field that's just to the east of the field, and it gives you a great perspective if there are several people standing up there watching. And also, our camera crew is up there so that you can get a bird's eye view, as if, or a cliff's eye view, as if you were standing right out there.
Yeah. Joe is back out on the field, and let's see, get an update on our weather. Mr. Meteorologist Joe Diaz. Morning, Joe. Well, maybe not.
He's off checking the weather again.
He's checking the weather. He's forecasting it, or making the forecast as we speak, perhaps. But the balloons are starting to rise and shine.
That looks like a Sky 7 shot as the balloons head south over Albuquerque. They're making a pretty quick exit from the Balloon Fiesta Park and headed toward the south this year. So you'll get a chance to see them if you're living in Albuquerque and Belen, and wake up and go outside and check them out as they pass over.
They'll go right over my house, over the North Valley. One year I was outside. My wife and I were outside in the jacuzzi early morning, and had our birthday suits on.
And a balloon goes by?
And next thing we hear is, we looked up.
That'll teach you.
With the Albuquerque Journal to cover up. But anyway, it was fun.
There's the Canadian maple leaf. That is its second year, and the purpose of this balloon is to promote Canadian tourism. Their theme is "The World Needs More Canada." It stands 85 feet high, 75 feet wide, and 26 feet deep. It's one of the almost 80 special shaped balloons that you'll see this year. It'll be featured in the Special Shapes Rodeo, which is coming up on October 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's such a special, such a fun event, and it's gotten so much interest, or created so much interest, that they're doing it 3 times this year, the Special Shapes.
It has brought forth a lot of folks to take it in. I mean, it's
There's
just
a house, and the little old woman lived in the shoe. Is that what that is?
That's what that is.
And looks like a battery, maybe, and maybe a dragon or something just about to lift off. They're taking off pretty quickly this morning. We've seen about maybe a third of the first wave go up, and the second wave is starting to inflate on the ground.
And we're going to have some music later on to kind of go along with some of the balloons. In fact, hopefully we can get Martin Murphy's song out there that is about the land of enchantment. It's so beautiful. It kind of goes with the theme here.
Great shot here from Sky 7. Did you see that as he was flying right there along with the balloons?
Yeah.
If you've never been up in a balloon, it is exciting, and I didn't know what to expect when I went up. And it's so peaceful because you're floating in the wind. So unlike other aircraft that you're in, you're not fighting the winds at all. You're just floating right along with them.
Quiet.
The only time it can be rough is if it's a little too windy when you start to land. You can go through a bumpy landing.
But it is nice and quiet up there. That's what's beautiful, except when they have to get the burner going. That shoe we saw a while ago that you mentioned, the official name of that is Mikasa Shoe Casa. Piloted by Robert and Sally Lupton from Albuquerque. It's kind of neat.
There's Smokey Bear.
I used to say Smokey the Bear, Johnny Morris, when
he got
was
you
acting.
over that, didn't he?
Oh, he does not like you to say Smokey the Bear. It is Smokey Bear, okay? And I can tell you some information about old Smokey here. It's, of course, I think it's a second or third year that they've had him up here. And
it looks a little dark on your screen because the sun hasn't quite come up enough yet. You're getting sort of the shadow view of a lot of the balloons, but as they get up a little bit higher, they're catching the sun and filling up with color. This year's theme at the Balloon Fiesta is Paint the Sky, and that's certainly what is happening this morning.
Smokey is 9 stories tall, by the way, and owned by Friends of Smokey Bear Balloon. It's a non-profit organization to educate children about the beauties and marvels of our forests and wetlands. And I remember they said that the balloon cost is $75,000. This is Sky 7 video.
Look at that. It gives you an idea of how many people, cars, balloons are packed into the Balloon Fiesta Park. There goes Smokey Bear.
There goes Smokey. Yeah.
And just below him and off to the left of your screen is another, I think that's a Care Bear, another bear. And there's Great Expectations coming up. That's the stork balloon.
Smokey Bear's eye. Or eyes. You know how many feet across they are?
Have no idea.
10 feet.
That's a pretty big eye.
That's a big eye. Its brim
bigger than the big eye in Albuquerque.
No kidding. And we all know who that is.
A little dragon.
A little dragon.
It's really interesting to watch the special shapes in flight. If you've never been to a special shapes rodeo, they look like they're coming alive, and the
Yes.
shapes like the dragon
Smog.
move.
S-M-A-U-G, Smog, the flying dragon. Gary Lockyer.
From
Ottawa.
Canada.
From Ottawa. The dragon's been flying more than a year throughout North America and overseas. Well, 2-3 years now, I suppose. Stands 118 feet and is over 131 feet long.
Now they're right down on the field with that camera shot, watching the crews as they get set up. It's amazing to me that they're able to pull this off every year, because just as soon as one balloon moves out of the way, that crew packs up and another one gets ready to unpack its balloon and go back up again. Let's head out to Tom Rutherford, who is on the field, to see what he's doing. Tom?
Tom's eating or
That might be it. He's got his
chomping
mouth
away
full, huh?
at some of the delicious food out here, maybe. But looking out on the field behind us, a lot of balloons getting inflated and about ready to start.
There's Tony the
Heading
Tiger
south.
coming up. Little Buck is right behind us. Little Buck is going to carry our KOAT camera up with it, so you can get a balloon view. It's really interesting, I think, to see how many different points of view that our production crew can bring you each year. We have our bluff cam, we have the Sky 7 camera, we have the balloon camera, we have our close-up cameras on the field, we have our traffic cameras, so you get just about every perspective.
Yep, we see the ski balloon there, owned by the
For
Abruzos.
Ski New Mexico?
Yeah, and I believe it's that would be the one that the Abruzos sponsor from Santa Fe Ski and the Sandia Ski Basin. And Ski New Mexico as well. Good organization promoting tourism, bringing a lot of folks. Yeah, that's the Sandia Ski Basin, which also is part of the Sandia Peak Tramway, largest tramway in the world.
The first Fiesta had how many balloons, Nelson? Back at about 13?
13 balloons and about 10,000 people, something like that.
Haven't we grown since then?
Boy, no
26 years
kidding.
later, up to 850 balloons. First Fiesta was held in 1972. And along with those 13 balloons, they had 10,000 spectators. Now, by the time this 9-day event is over, we'll probably have close to 1.5 million visitors.
And that, you know, is
spectators.
basically if I come in 3 times, they count me as 3
Right.
people. That's how they add up the numbers, but still, that's pretty
Well, think how
impressive.
many spectators are sitting on their porches and in their backyards watching, too.
Yeah, exactly.
People who live right here in Albuquerque and don't want to fight the crowds.
You know, I remember being away for 20-some years when I was going to school in Cleveland, Ohio, and lived in Miami and San Francisco, all those parts, and I always heard about the Balloon Fiesta. I watched it on the news, and I was so envious. I said, of all things, me being a New Mexican at heart and native,
Wanted to
I've
get
never,
back home,
had
huh?
never been to it until we started doing the broadcast here. Wow. And it's just nothing like being here. I mean, you can get a nice idea at home watching it on television, but nothing like being here. And the fun and the people. It's a good crowd. Very nice crowd.
You know, this year, one of the new services that they're offering are some courtesy phones out here at the field if there happens to be a problem. And of course, AAA offers a lot of different type of services for motorists. You don't have to be a member of AAA if you're having a problem. You have a flat tire, you need a jump start, you get locked out of your car. You can call AAA for free assistance, and that number is 291-6600. It's not a bad number to write down, because you never know when something like that's going to happen. It can be very frustrating to have vehicle problems in the midst of all this traffic. And of course, there's also free medical assistance out here if something happens, if you trip or sprain your ankle or something like that. The Loveless first aid booth is located right behind us here at KOAT, so you can find our cherry picker with our camera up on top and then make your way to the first aid booth right behind it.
Look who's on our screen there. That's,
it's Little Buck.
Little Buck. No kidding. Been around quite a while. And we do have a camera on Little Buck, which we're anxious to see how those pictures look.
Wayne
Be smooth
Bond
and
is
clear.
the pilot, and he will be bringing us the pilot's point of view as our camera goes up with him and Little Buck. That's one of the 2 Norwest piggy bank balloons. The other one you may be familiar with is Miss Penny, the big pink piggy bank.
Uh-huh.
There's some of the favorites in the Special Shapes Rodeo, and they host this year's Special Shapes Rodeo.
Later on this morning, 10 o'clock, the Cool Cut Showcopters, Skydive, New Mexico, State Parachute, Accuracy Championship, all kinds of stuff still going on. 3 or 5 o'clock tonight, America's Challenge Gas Balloon, as we mentioned earlier. Well, let's take a little breather here and take this short break. We'll be back to the first day of the 26th Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. You're watching KOAT7's live coverage. Diane Anderson and Nelson Martinez, good to be with you. Thank you for being with us.
See the sun coming up and brightening up the balloons.
First wave.
You know, each year there is there are several things that you can pick up that are part of the official Balloon Fiesta paraphernalia, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it. And among that is a postage stamp, which has become pretty popular over the years. And this year, the Postal Service has come up with something new, and it's called, well, I guess it's just a display of their stamp and envelope, and it's all put in on a... the reason I'm stalling is Eric can't hear me, so if you guys can pot up where Eric can hear me, he would like to be able to tell us a little bit more about this stamp and what the Postal Service has to do with it. Eric Martinez is our guest joining us on the set this morning. Anyway, you can pick this up out at the Balloon Fiesta. It has a holographic stamp on it. It's called Rising to the Occasion, and they are offering these souvenir envelopes and frames out of the Balloon Fiesta.
Good morning, Eric.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us,
huh? He says.
Well, buenos dias. Good.
Can you read sign language? Can you read lips, Eric?
How are you?
Let me take this off.
It doesn't matter. Tell us about this.
Okay, now this thing is it's a specially framed collectible envelope. We have made 500 of these.
Wow.
So, and they are numbered.
Hold it up so we can...
And we did it pretty much just to celebrate the Balloon Fiesta. And kind of just to, you know, give people the opportunity to buy something that will bring memories for a long, long time.
And generate a little income.
Right.
Limited edition, only 500 of them
Right,
available?
and they're numbered. And the first one was presented to the president of the Balloon Fiesta.
Great. And also, if you don't want to get the frame, you can buy just an envelope.
Right, you can just buy the envelope, and these are $5. And again, it's got the special hologram stamp. So these were made special for this year, and once these are gone, they're gone.
Where are you located out here on the field?
We're at 1260.
And you can get these at post offices around the city as well, right?
Yes, you can, but again, only for a limited time. My recommendation is that they get them here.
Eric, 1260, you said?
Right.
1260 what?
No, the spot number.
Here at the Balloon Fiesta is
right,
number 1260. I see. Okay. Can they buy them at the post office anywhere?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And we have all kinds of additional things out there. I mean, we're just really happy to be here.
How popular are the stamps?
Oh, they're, I mean, extremely popular. In fact, we were here last year, and the stuff sold out really quick.
Do a lot of people mail them to friends if they come in for a visit? Mail them off to people?
I mean, these stamps have found their way all over the world because we have people visiting from all over the world. And pretty much, if you stand in our booth, I mean, you can see, you know, almost like a mini United Nations in there.
Great.
So these things go, you know, these things travel the globe.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us and telling us about this, Eric.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right.
Let's go back out on the field where Tom Rutherford is amongst the balloons and the balloonists. Tom?
Well, good morning. We are on the field, and I'm with one of the spectators. Warren says, I asked him, where do you live? He says, in a motorhome. But he's based in Lafayette, Louisiana. Warren, tell me your last name.
Latiole.
When I heard that, I guessed right away, Louisiana. Warren's out here in a wheelchair, and I thought it would be interesting to get his perspective on this for people at home who are in wheelchairs who might be wondering about coming out here. How have you found the access to be?
Oh, the access is real good. Coming down, there was a lane coming down. It's going to be a little rough going up, but I'll get somebody to push. I have somebody to push. So.
But the ground is hard enough out here?
The ground is real good. Good. You can roll in a wheelchair, no problem.
Warren lives in a motorhome. He brought it to New Mexico. He's got the wheelchair in it. Now he's out at the middle of the Balloon Fiesta. And we're watching what looks like the second wave begin to take off. It's a beautiful day for Balloon Fiesta flying.
It's a beautiful day. What is that?
Oh, don't start. Give him an opportunity and he's going to sing.
Oh, you bet. As a matter of fact, if I may just say, tonight in Santa Fe at the Maria Benitez Cabaret, they've invited me to, and my mariachi group, Mariachi Nuevo Mexico, to do a little concert, 8:30. Radisson Hotel, Santa Fe. I'm looking forward to doing that. And
a busy day.
A busy day. And this morning over at the Rio Grande Arts and Crafts, the big tent over here, we're going to sing a little bit with my mariachi group as well at 11:30 this morning for about an hour. Beautiful stuff in that Rio Grande Arts and Crafts tent. I was looking at it earlier, yesterday as a matter of fact. They have got quite the stuff. If I can just give you a brief here. Rio Grande Arts and Crafts now in its 9th year. It's an annual show that the largest juried arts and crafts exhibition in New Mexico. Festival features the work of more than 200 artists and craftspeople. You know, it's that big tent, right, as you're coming in by the Holiday Inn here on Paseo del Norte. Can't miss it. It's a wonderful display of artisans' work. Just great, and we'll be there 11:30 this morning with Mariachi Nuevo Mexico.
If you're trying to make plans for this week and want to make sure that you get out here, but you're not sure exactly what event to take in, there are so many to choose from. Of course, today was the official Mass Ascension grand opening, and tonight the America's Challenge gas balloon race will take off from here at about 5 o'clock. But tomorrow, another Mass Ascension will go up, and then tomorrow night, one of the favorite events, the Balloon Glow. That will be at 5:30 tomorrow night. I believe the field opens about 4 o'clock for that. Then during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they have the competition days. On Wednesday will be the Flight of Nations, which will involve 28 different countries, balloons represented in the Flight of Nations. That goes up at about 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. Now you're getting a great shot of the balloons that are on the ground inflating, waiting for their turn to go up from our Sky 7. Isn't that a massive amount of balloons? When they say Mass Ascension, that's exactly what they mean. There was little Buck's toes, shoes as he went by, and there's a great big shoe, and looks like a hand holding a portable phone, cell phone. Those are little Buck shoestrings you see hanging down, and you're getting a shot of the gondola below little Buck.
And our famous insignia there, the Channel 7
Circle
sign.
7?
Circle 7. That's a shot from the Miss or Little Buck.
That's what it's like if you're up there with all the balloons.
See how perfect of a morning it is? The wind is perfect. The ascension is taking place rather safely, and it's a southerly flow, and it's just taking the balloons southerly in a very gentle, slow, melodic pace.
You are up in the balloon now with our camera. Wayne Bond is the pilot. Wayne, can you hear us up there?
Hello, Wayne?
Well, at least if you're sitting at home on your couch, you get an idea of what it's like to be up in the Mass Ascension minus some of the technical problems. Now, there's the Chili Ristra. That is a brand new balloon this year.
Jaybird Mason piloting. He's from Albuquerque. And Regina Hampton also in the La Ristra. And La Ristrita is also known as the Little Ristra, the little chili pot.
But it's not little. It's 12 stories tall.
Imagine that.
Has 4,200 yards of fabric, and it took 12 miles of polyester thread to put it all together.
Isn't that beautiful?
There are 54 chilies ranging from 10 feet to 30 feet long hanging on that balloon. Now, they estimate that if you really had chilies this size, and you could chop them all up, it'd fill about 22 million 4-ounce cans.
Hey, you know, that brings back memories when I was growing up in Chimayo. Honest, every evening during fall, we used to gather in the garage with bushels and bushels of the red chili, and we used to make ristras, tie them up with a string.
You still know how to do that?
No, I've forgotten, but you know, it's a science, no quitting. It's an art. But we used to hang them all along the house outside. It's great.
That's a perfect balloon for New Mexico, and this is its maiden flight in the Balloon Fiesta. One of the special shapes, there'll be about 80 of them this year, and among the 850 balloons.
We used to, when we made the ristras, sit around, talk about the neighbors. Oh boy, it's beautiful to watch these things go up.
This year's Balloon Fiesta is a 9-day event, as we mentioned, and it will attract hundreds of pilots and thousands of spectators, something like 1.5 million count over the 9 days from all across the world. But it wasn't always such a grand event. As we mentioned it back when it started in 1972, it was pretty small. Dick Niffing takes a look back to the start of something big.
It had modest beginnings back in April 1972. As this anniversary recreation shows, just 13 balloons in the parking lot of Coronado Mall. At the time, officials said that represented 25% of the nation's entire balloon population. But the Fiesta was destined to grow.
The following year, it was actually at the state fairgrounds right inside the horse race track. And that was the first world championships, the first world hot air balloon championships.
Small by today's standards, but 14 countries were represented. And even more important, that Fiesta appeared to spark an explosion of worldwide ballooning activity.
And that was the first rally of, I think, period, the first balloon rally. And hot air balloon in the early 70s was really coming on. Today's hot air balloon burner and tank and that we use now hasn't changed much. In the early 70s, that was developed, and ballooning really had a rebirth.
Eventually, the Fiesta was moved to a bigger site in North Albuquerque, and then, 2 years ago, to the 270-acre Balloon Fiesta State Park. Today, it's a huge event put on by 2,500 volunteers and attended by 1.5 million spectators.
Puts Albuquerque on the map. I mean, this is one of the largest events in the Southwest. And the economic impact of this city and state is tremendous. Besides, it's a lot of fun.
Come a long way since that original 13 balloons. We now have 850 hot air balloons and 18 gas balloons, 100 special shapes.
Painting the sky for the 26th straight year. Dick Niffing, Action 7 News.
Paint the sky is right. This is Mike Sims live from Sky 7. As we take a picture over downtown Albuquerque, you can see the balloons, dozens of them, taking to the skies and flying south. We understand that the weather conditions aren't providing the famous Albuquerque box, so the balloons are going straight off the Balloon Fiesta landing, I should say, takeoff point, and heading due south over downtown Albuquerque. Just a beautiful sight as the sun comes up over the Sandias this morning. Mass Ascension, the second wave, I believe, is taken off. We're getting ready for a third wave, what it looks like from up here. And I'll tell you what, something about that new improved traffic plan apparently still needs to be worked out. Traffic is backed up on I-25 all the way back down to at least Paseo. Tramway is still backed up. But the good news is that even though people aren't inside the park, they can still enjoy the balloons as they take off in the sky. You just can't miss them. It's just an unbelievable sight from up here. Diane Nelson.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. Nice.
Let's go out to Joe on the field for his perspective. Joe has moved back to New Mexico after some years of being away. Joe, what do you think of the Fiesta now?
Oh, man, this is spectacular, Diane. I remember my first Fiesta was 1979. That was at Sims Field, and there was nothing but dirt there, and we were thankful to have it. Then we went to Cutter Field, and this thing is great. The concession areas, the parking, the asphalt, and it's huge. This is a huge field. And Captain Ted O'Hara, where are you from, Captain?
I'm Schenectady, New York.
Now, what wave are you in here?
I'm in the first wave, the very end of it.
So we're at the very end of the first wave, and what's the name of your balloon?
The balloon is the Irish Rover.
How long have you been here?
This is my 13th year, and I've been sponsored for the last 3 years by the Archdiocese of Santa Fe.
Hey, fantastic. So you keep coming back, huh?
Oh, yes, I love it out here.
So what's the thinking here? You're just waiting for your launch director, and then when that happens?
One of these guys in the zebra suits to tell me that's okay to get up and go.
You fly all over the place. You came here all the way from New York. Why do you keep coming back here?
This is the best place in the world to fly. They're just wonderful, wonderful out here. I mean, normally the weather is perfect, which today is. We're missing the great box, unfortunately.
Fantastic. Yeah, we are missing the box, but this is great for the folks in Albuquerque because 850 balloons will be going off the field and passing right over the downtown area. So the captain here has to keep getting the balloon inflated so when the launch director shows up, you'll be ready, and you will be ready when he...
I am about ready now.
Okay, well, look, the launch director is coming right now, and so why don't we just stick with this moment if we can, and we can see him take off here.
Down a couple more, and then we'll get you out. You want me on the hook or off the hook?
Okay, I guess he just said that there's a couple more balloons they need to do, and then Captain Ted will be
All
going
right.
up. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, what?
well, we have this visitor who's seen the Balloon Fiesta for the very first time, and you're from Denver, right?
Yes.
Now, you were sitting here, and you were oohing, and you were awing, and tell me about what you think about all this.
I think it's beautiful. This is our first time, and it's just really nice.
Did you ever think you'd see anything like that? And there goes Captain Ted. He's getting into position over here. Captain Ted O'Hare, all the way from Schenectady, New York. The bottom
Hate the
part
skies.
of the first wave.
No question about that.
What a great sight.
The banner looks great.
Well, that's it from the field. Nelson and Diane, back to you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joe. Looks like you had some fun there with a little visit from a fella from Schenectady.
It's always hard to coordinate when you're out in the field trying to get somebody to watch as you go up, because it happens so quickly.
Yeah.
And you'll stand around and wait, and all of a sudden, boom, you're up.
No kidding. He mentioned that, unfortunately, no box today, and that means for the person that is not too aware of the box in Albuquerque, you get to a certain level, as they are getting this morning on the first wave, and normally there's another northerly wind going the other way, and it catches or brings the balloon back and so on. So they keep going back and forth.
Here's a great place to be to watch the Balloon Fiesta. It's on top of a tall building. That's a Sky 7 shot of the people who've gathered up there to get a tall story view of the Balloon Fiesta.
Every year they get up there.
You know, there are a lot of collectibles each year that people make a point of picking up. Different people want different collectibles. But there's a calendar, a belt buckle, a limited edition pin, an official Balloon Fiesta pin and patch, an America's Challenge gas balloon pin and patch, a Special Shapes pin and patch, a Flight of Nations pin, which would be new this year because this is the first year they've had the Flight of Nations, and a Balloon Glow pin and patch. So if you are collecting the pins, there are plenty to collect. They know how to market this thing, don't they?
Yep. I heard an overhead, way overhead, perhaps thousands of feet overhead, just heard a jet go through, and there is a flight restriction over a 14-mile radius here for smaller aircraft, or any aircraft for that matter, other than balloons, because of the Balloon Fiesta.
Now, you would know that because you're a pilot,
Well,
right?
a new pilot, so to speak. I've got about a couple hundred hours already in my Cherokee. But it was issued by the FAA that there is a space restriction, airspace restriction, for obvious reasons.
Can you imagine flying into Albuquerque in a jet early in the morning, looking out and seeing all of
kidding.
that?
For the first time.
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with more of our live coverage of the 26th annual Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
You're watching live coverage of the night.
But of course, most of them are corporate sponsored.
It's a smart thing for a corporation to sponsor a balloon because it's such great publicity.
No kidding. CNN is out here almost every year, and they give a lot of exposure to the folks that are out here, and national exposure for sure. 850 balloons plus this year again. Just amazing. Good to see you. And 2,500 volunteers to make this thing tick.
You know, part of the volunteers that I think work some of the hardest, not just setting up, but the chase crews every year. These balloonists, the pilots, the people who go up in the balloon can't do it without that, 5-6 member chase crew that's out there bundling it up, unbundling it.
That's a lot of work.
It really is.
I don't think it's worth it.
Well, a lot of them do it just because they love ballooning. They love to be out in the early morning. They like the colors of it, the excitement of it. And a lot of times when a pilot goes up, they'll bump down, take a quick change of passengers and go back up.
Yeah. It is nice, though, once you get up in the air and you're just like cruising like a bird. I like a motor on my aircraft, thank you. But you know what? We have to ask Tom Rutherford a little bit later on. What keeps these folks from bumping into each other? I know they go up different times.
They do, but
I've never seen one bump into each other.
Skills of being able to maneuver around. New balloons, the cost, they started around $20,000. Some of the special shapes, though, can cost over $200,000. And it takes about $35 to fill up a propane tank. They do that a number of times. But on the other hand, it costs about $2,500 to fill up a gas balloon. That's because they go up and stay up a lot longer.
It's interesting. Before the Balloon Fiesta, we are given little bios on all the pilots participating, and you get to read a little bit about it. And it's interesting what some people say for their most interesting ballooning experience. Here is Dean Davey from Canyon County, California, a computer consultant, who says, we took off in Paris, California in the high desert, caught a wind and flew through the Ortega mountain range and landed on the bluffs of San Clemente, California. The flight was 40 minutes long, and we flew a distance of 40 miles. That was very exciting.
And he was hooked.
And hooked.
It's interesting, the type of people who become balloonists. Our executive producer, Craig Kennedy, is a balloonist, and he is flying the KOAT balloon, and he's on the Dawn Patrol, and he drives around one of those big chase vehicles all year round. And David Breidenbach, our audio man, is also big into ballooning, and he and his family have a balloon. It's a fever almost. I mean, they spend a great amount of time, energy, and money participating in the sport of ballooning.
And our executive producer of the Balloon Fiesta program itself, Dave Sebastian, just loves this whole thing. He just can't wait for this program to get started. Of course,
it is a job coordinating.
Oh, yeah. It's nerve-wracking. Can you imagine the pressure and the stress and to make everything work? And inevitably, it's what is that law that something can go wrong? Murphy's Law. Something can go wrong. It will. And to you and in your bedrooms or living rooms, wherever you may be. And really, we thank you. Everywhere I go, people tell me we watch you on Saturday and Sunday during the Fiesta, and we enjoy the coverage. And that's very nice of you to watch us at home. Appreciate that.
A lot of people don't want to try to get out and fight the traffic or the crowds, and they prefer to sit back and watch it from their living room, or just go right outside and take a look up in the sky. No matter where you live around Albuquerque, during the Balloon Fiesta, you can catch plenty of glimpses of balloons.
If you have a jacuzzi outside, be careful.
You know, we have a horse, and a lot of horses don't like those balloons.
They spook,
They're scared of the hot air, the propane rush that you get.
Yeah. There is, and then the noise, of course, you know, when they fire up the...
Well, it's because they can't see up above them. They're just looking in front of them, and they don't know where that noise is coming from.
That's right.
The balloonists try to be, I think, for the most part, careful about things like that. Landing in people's yards or watching out for the horses and animals. And a lot of the Pueblo areas have restricted areas where they don't want pilots to land.
Yeah.
A lot of things for the pilots to study up on before they come and participate in the Balloon Fiesta. There's our Circle 7 balloon about to go up. Or about to inflate, I should say. It's not going up yet.
And they have these huge fans that initially fill the envelope to get it started, and then they fire up the burner once the nylon and all that is in safe, erect manner, so it won't burn any of it, and then it takes off from there.
We'll be having our live coverage again tomorrow morning from 7 to 9, and then we'll be, of course, covering the Balloon Fiesta on Action 7 News throughout the week. I think Laura Huckabee and Joe Diaz and a lot of the weather crew will be out here at different times during the week bringing you live coverage, and we will have lots of different perspectives, different stories from our reporters throughout the week, showing you how a chase crew works, showing you what people do when they're not ballooning.
A lot of partying, safe partying. It's one of the safest events, really, knock on wood. Everything last year was great. No one was injured that I can remember, and if so, it wasn't serious. Been a leg broken here and there on rough landings in past years, and I know that even years before that, I know they ran into some power lines, and there was a little bit of a problem there. But overall, for as many balloons that go up, as many things that could go wrong, it's it's just a wonderful event. It goes so smoothly.
Let's take a look at some of the events that are coming up over the span of the 9 days so you can plan your outing to the Balloon Fiesta. Tonight, actually this evening about 5 o'clock, the America's Challenge gas balloon race will take off. I think they have about 18 balloons involved in that, something like that. Tomorrow, another mass ascension. And then each day they'll have the Showcopters Skydive New Mexico, a state parachute accuracy championship. Then tomorrow night at 5:30 there'll be a balloon glow presented by Smith's Food and Drug Centers, and a fireworks show after that. On Monday it's the flying events, also on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday the Flight of Nations presented by Continental Airlines will be taking off at 7 a.m. On Thursday, the Special Shapes Mass Ascension will take off Wednesday morning. That's a good event to bring the kids out to if you didn't get to on the weekend. And then again, another Mass Ascension on Friday. And then Saturday will be another Special Shapes was on Friday, then another regular Mass Ascension with 850 balloons on Saturday, and Sunday, the final farewell Mass Ascension.
You've done your homework.
Well, I can read. Hi, we have another guest with us now this morning. Hi, who are you?
Good morning. I'm Sandy Wynia from Columbia Sportswear.
All right, you're the guys responsible for these great jackets that we all wear.
Are.
They're beautiful.
How many years has Columbia been involved in presenting the jackets?
This is our 3rd year.
That's one of the favorite items that people have because it's necessary and because they enjoy having a balloon emblem on the back and wearing it all over. You see them throughout the year in other parts of the country. Go, oh, you were at the Balloon Fiesta.
Yes, that's right.
And the jacket, as we can see, it kind of comes apart and becomes like a 3-in-1 jacket.
Right. These are called systems jackets. The one that we have on is called the Skedaddle.
Skedaddle?
It's a very special color combination for this year's Balloon Fiesta.
Why Skedaddle?
We name everything.
A name.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wear it skiing this year.
Good.
Yeah.
It'll be a great skiing jacket.
It's warm, and a little bit later on, I can, in fact...
That's right. You take it apart.
Take it off here. Let's see.
The fact that it comes apart is actually very functional during the Balloon Fiesta because you always hear about dressing in layers. By this time of day, it starts to get a little warm.
Right.
It was really cool at 5 o'clock this morning.
Even put our names on it.
Turn around and let them see the back of it.
Oh, yeah. Check
the
it out.
embroidery on the back.
Huh? Not bad?
Yeah.
It's very nice.
They have a different design each year.
Each year, it's designed differently. And that should zip apart. You have fleece on the inside, and it's a shell on the inside as well.
Can you hear my zipper?
Yes.
Are they pretty popular? Do a lot of the pilots invest in the jacket each year?
Yes, actually, all of the pilots, it's part of their package for the Balloon Fiesta, and so everyone looks alike. There's a new color combination every year. It's just a great jacket.
Oh, yes.
You have a designer that decides the embroidery on the back each year?
Actually, the artwork is done separately from the jacket, and Jody Baugh will come out to Portland and decide what kind of jacket she wants for the following year, and has it approved by the board, and we're off and running.
Columbia is a pretty big company, a multi-million-dollar company.
Yes, it's about $380 million right now worldwide. And usually Gert Boyle, who's the chairman of the board, or chairman of Columbia Sportswear, does the media tours and all of that. But right now, she's been at the Balloon Fiesta for the last 2 years. But this year she could not because she's touring Australia and New Zealand and Japan. We're opening a large facility in Japan.
I've got every one of your jackets or coats. How do you refer to them? Jackets, coats?
Jackets.
A jacket. Well, I've got every one of them for the last several years.
Aren't they great?
They're wonderful.
Well, our very first jacket that Columbia produced was called the Bugaboo, and that was produced in 1984, and that was the very first systems jacket.
It's a good concept.
It is.
Your name again?
I'm Sandy.
Sandy. It's a pleasure to have you on this morning.
Thank you.
Thank the folks up in Columbia Sportswear.
Thank you.
Let's go back out on the field now with Tom Rutherford. Tom?
Well, I'm here with Ray Baer, and we're both wearing beautiful Columbia Sportswear jackets. These are the jackets that you and Nelson are wearing, and these are the sponsor jackets. Ray bears the legend of Lockheed Martin Corporation, who's the sponsor of his balloon. Ray, earlier Nelson was commenting that the balloons never seem to run into each other. And maybe you could tell us a little about that.
They do on occasion, but generally on a nice launch condition like this, where the winds are blowing from north to south, the balloons are clearing the field in an orderly fashion, so we don't expect any problems this morning.
When they do bump into each other, and we saw one just a minute ago, when they bump into each other side by side, that's not a problem, is it?
No, we always work to bump into each other nylon to nylon and keep the baskets out of it.
And it helps a little. Now, you have been sponsored for this last year and this year by Lockheed Martin.
Yes.
They're getting more involved in the Balloon Fiesta. You've been involved for many years, though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been flying Fiesta about 15 years now, and Lockheed Martin has sponsored us for 2 years.
Well, we're glad to have their participation. You can see the Circle 7 balloon behind us. Ray is in the second wave. It looks like the beginning of the second wave is about to lift off.
Yep.
It was certainly a successful launch for the first wave. I don't think we're going to get an Albuquerque box today, though.
No, the high pressure building up in southern Colorado has all the winds out of the north, so we'll be going to the airport today.
But what does that tell us about weather forecast for the next few days?
Oh, it should be excellent.
And what about the gas balloons tonight?
Well, it's going to be a nice launch condition. I'm not sure they're going to have great distances because the winds are going to be fairly mild.
We're going to watch for Ray Baer's Lockheed Martin balloon to be lifting off as part of the second wave. It's part of the great fun at the Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
Okay, Tom, thank you very much.
You're watching live coverage of the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta as Action 7 News celebrates New Mexico.
Welcome back to the first day of the 26th annual Kodak Albuquerque International Fiesta, and we are live from Balloon Fiesta Park at the brand new park, second year here at this location, accommodating many more people, and they are here.
That funny looking creature is the flying purple people eater from Menlo, Georgia, and the pilot is John Cavan. It always looks strange when you see some of these shapes. You're not sure exactly what they are, but that is a purple people eater, in case you were wondering.
It's neat. Neat. You run out of adjectives here.
Yeah, that's very direct.
Awesome, neat, extraordinary, wonderful, beautiful. Let's go and check out the wonderful weather with our meteorologist out in the field, Joe Diaz. What's it looking like?
Oh boy, Nelson and Diane, it is fantastic here. You're right, the Albuquerque box isn't set up here, but it's a gorgeous day for flying. The winds aren't too strong, and that's great for Bill Jones over here, Tejeda's resident, and you pilot the Southwest Airlines balloon. I notice you're all laid out, and you got, I guess what, this is the cold inflation process?
This is considered the cold inflation process, Joe. What we do, we have a fan, we fill the balloon with cold air, and once it's filled to the capacity of the balloon itself, then we use the burner to actually stand it up then and begin our flight.
Well, when do you decide when you start standing it up? Okay, that was the launch director, and he was telling you what?
He was telling us it's time to go ahead and go cold completely, so we can, rather than just kind of taking it slow right now, we could go ahead and speed up the process now if we wanted to.
And in just a little bit, you'll start hitting the burners, and that will stand up the balloon, and then
stand it up, and we'll wait for the launch directors then to tell us when it's safe for us to go ahead and fly.
Now, tell me about your crew. Are they all local?
No, they're not. I've got a lot of crew that comes in from Dallas and other parts of the country. Our house becomes we've got sleeping bags all over the floor. We've got people from all over the country that come in, but primarily from I lived in Texas for a few years. The company transferred me there, and we've got a lot of crew that comes in from Texas.
Bill, tell me how many years it's been. How many Fiestas has it been for?
11 of them.
Does it ever get old hat or anything?
It better not.
Something's wrong if it does.
I'll stop if it does, but it's at this point, it's too much fun.
We're at year number 26 right now. This is the first day of the event. How was that for you this morning?
It's wonderful. I tell you what, I really feel like when I show up out here and I don't have goosebumps, it's time to quit.
Is there something about lifting off from the field during a mass ascension that very first time, of the Fiesta?
When you look down below you and see the crowd just fill in underneath where your balloon was, it's, there's such a huge crowd that comes out, and they're all real good people. I mean, we've had, every now and then you have somebody that, thinks that they can walk across a balloon, but as soon as you tell them no, they go, oh my God, what have I done, And
all right, so you're in the second wave, right? And I heard at the pilot's briefing this morning that they launch from both ends of the field. What's that all about?
The field. What they do, they try and keep the balloons separated so that they don't have one balloon on top of the other one. And so what you do is they launch from both ends of the field, and then we're in the middle of the field, so we'll be one of the last balloons to launch here today.
Okay, well, we'll try to catch you when you take off for your last wave, maybe give you a wave for us, that sort of thing.
Give us a big wave.
Okay, all right. Well, there you have it from Tijeras, Captain Bill Jones. He pilots the Southwest Airlines balloon, and he'll be lifting off here in just a little bit. Nelson and Diane, back to you.
The purple people leader. He's looking right into your bedroom.
Right behind him, you saw the NASA space shuttle. Actually looks like a shuttle as it lifts off slowly as in a balloon. And this year at the Balloon Fiesta, there will also be an International Space Station full-scale mock-up of like the living crew for the living quarters for the crew, and that'll be on display out at the Fiesta. So that's something for you to look for after the balloons go up.
Stephen Lombardi pilots the NASA Bay, Texas Space Shuttle. Isn't that cool? Another cool place, if you will, to observe all of it is from rooftops. And one in particular, Dan Monahan caught a few spectators. Dan?
Nelson, we decided to string a little cable, about a building's worth of cable, actually. We're on the rooftop of the Crown Plaza. You may know it better as the Holiday Inn Pyramid, but they don't call it that anymore. It's the Crown Plaza Hotel right now. And there's a party going on up here. I don't know if you can see behind me, about 100 people have got the, you know, it's that Sky 7's view, and it's probably not the view from a balloon, but it's not bad. It's up in the air and above all the hubbub. And I have with me here some ladies who are going to explain what the heck they're doing up here. First of all, Lisa and Jackie, what is this all about?
Well, we're with RPR Pharmaceuticals, and we just wanted to celebrate the first day of the Balloon Fiesta with about 100 of our healthcare professionals.
Why not go to the field? Come on, Lisa.
Hey, this is the best seat in town.
And you know who's sitting here smiling about this is Sharon Billings, is it? Billings? Yeah. She's with the Crown Plaza Hotel, and she loves this plug, don't you?
I love it.
This is something that is a private party today, but the public can take part?
They can take part on Friday with the Peak, and they can...
The Peak radio station. No, we're at the peak of the building. That's not what she means.
Peak radio station, and they can purchase tickets. We also have public breakfast on Sunday as well.
So us normal Joe Normals can come up here. We just, wanted to come up here because it was a good seat. We got our own way. We got a camera to help us. Slide aside, guys, because I want Lynn French, who's on the camera at the moment, to show everybody what it looks like off the edge here. And we're going to give it back to Diane and Nelson, but we're going to hang out here because we just like the pictures.
I bet.
Good
Speaking of pictures, we have some interesting ones here with us. The artist of this year's poster, Mark Passan, is a great fan of the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
That was an interesting shot before you get into that. What, is that inside the envelope?
Uh-huh.
Looks like it.
Through the envelope.
Through the envelope. That's
and he's joining us now with a look at this year's poster, and I'm going to kind of hold it up, and when our camera crew can see it. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this year's poster, Mark.
I'd just like to say this is the official Special Shapes poster as opposed to the generic poster.
Okay, there are more than one poster you can pick up.
Yeah.
Well, there certainly are a lot of special shapes on this one.
Definitely. The inspiration, I love the film Close Encounters. I like the way they chased after tried to find the spaceship, and it's like, I think it's what ballooning is about. It's chasing the dream. And this being the year of Roswell, I've got two little aliens.
There they are, right
trying to find their way
there.
to Albuquerque this year.
See if I can find them.
Somewhere.
Which direction? Here they are.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a road runner for New
That's
Mexico.
right. Looks like a chicken. No, I'm kidding.
Looks like a road runner to me.
And you're from England, are you?
Northampton, England, yes.
Northampton. I love the accent to you folks.
Of all the special shapes that you have on your poster, which is your favorite?
My favourite is this one. It's called Dream Station. I think it was here in '89. It's just so weird. It's just
it is very
nothing to it.
Frank, how much time do you spend here? Do you get here ahead of time? What, 2 weeks ahead? A week? What?
Usually, yeah, 2 weeks ahead. Stay for a week after Fiesta. So.
How much time do you have to spend creating this poster?
It usually takes me a month to paint, which is 170 hours.
A lot of people come with you?
There's two or three people, yeah.
There's one of the special shapes that you have on your poster going up for real right now, the Purple People Eater.
Purple People Eater, there he is.
He's very prominent on the poster.
Well, I put all the weirdest balloons to the fore this year.
Where is this available?
It's available from the Special Shapes booth on Concession Row.
Okay.
They're $85 for the signed and numbered, and $45 for the numbered edition.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Okay,
We'll
thank you.
look for the poster and the special shaves.
Great, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Frank Pouzon from Northampton, England.
Mark.
Mark. Well, oh, that's right. I said Frank. Beg your pardon. Mark. I'm Johnny.
He's Nelson. Thank you, Mark.
You were watching the 26th annual Balloon Fiesta, Kodak Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, and our coverage of it live from Balloon Fiesta Park. We'll be back in just a moment to continue our live coverage, and as we enter our final hour of this coverage. Don't go away.
You're watching live coverage of the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta Mass Ascension on Action 7 News. Brought to you by Norwest of New Mexico, proud sponsor of the Special Shapes Rodeo for 10 years.
Top of the morning to you. Buenos dias. Bienvenidos to a wonderful event. Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, 26th year in progress. And it's just fun to be a part of it, isn't it, Diane?
It is. No matter whether you're out here just watching, if you're participating as a member of a chase crew, if you're a volunteer who helps get everything done, it's exciting for everyone.
I don't think there's a soul out there. You know, you often hear our interviews. Every one of them says it's spectacular, it's great, it's beautiful. I don't think there would be a soul out there that say it's terrible. Not even the crowds. I mean, the crowd's part of it. You know, look at this wall-to-wall people out there.
And no matter how many times you've been here, you still just get taken away.
Yeah.
By all.
And like that fellow said a while ago, I wouldn't be, I shouldn't be here if I don't get a little quiver of anticipation or, you know, excited or so forth. It is exciting.
We talk a lot about the Albuquerque box and the fact this morning that it actually isn't working. If you've been in Albuquerque before, you understand how all of it works. But this, if you're a first-time Balloon Fiesta goer or you're watching from home for the first time, you may wonder how it all does work. Meteorologist Joe Diaz has an explanation for us.
In the world of ballooning, there is nothing quite like it anywhere else on Earth. It's known simply as the Albuquerque box, sort of an atmospheric gift that keeps balloon pilots coming back for more.
It's like Mother Nature has given you a steering wheel. You can drive that balloon nearly any place you want to go.
As air falls down the nearby mountains, it flows toward the river, causing a gentle south wind. A balloon can launch and ride the wind in that southerly direction. Then the pilot can fire up the burners and lift to a higher altitude. At that level, the winds blow to the north, allowing the balloonist to move back toward the field. Then it's just a matter of dropping back to a lower level, and you're back to where you started.
What's cool is in Albuquerque, when you're flying the box and you really got it, some mornings you can come in and land within feet of where you took off. I have a classic picture from years ago where my father, my brother, and I landed the balloon in the back of the pickup truck.
Of course, everything has to be just right for a good box to kick in. So during Fiesta Week, the big question is weather. It has to be ideal. No rain, no snow. Yes, it's rare, but it has happened. But more often than not, the focus is the wind. How much is too much? Pretty much anything over a 10-knot wind.
After all, this is not destination travel. We're going out for a flight of fancy. There's no point in challenging what Mother Nature provides, so if it isn't just right, we don't fly. You can always wait another day.
Bottom line, I guess you would say the Balloon Fiesta is not like the post office. It does not operate during rain, sleet, or snow, but it does deliver. Always delivering a lot of color, a lot of excitement, and a lot of oohs and ahs. Joe Diaz, Action 7 News.
And how it does deliver. And the show is delivering today.
It's a great distance shot from Sky 7. And there's one of the special shapes. Looks like a monster truck with great big tires. You know, you'll see an Indy car, a hot dog, Tony Tiger. Those are just a few of the shapes that will be aloft over Albuquerque during the Fiesta. Some of the crowd favorites, there's Miss Penny, which is inflating back behind us. The space shuttle, you've been seeing little glimpses of it. It's about to go up. There's a Pepsi can, Garfield, Arabelle, that's that great big cow from Creamland Dairies. The Burger King Whopper, We saw the chili ristra. There was a pizza that's a rising crust pizza. It kind of looks like a, I don't know, almost like a spaceship when it's up in the air because the pizza's horizontal to the ground, so it looks kind of funny.
It's got green chili on it, cheese and onions.
There's the space shuttle from Nassau Bay, Texas.
Missouri City, I guess. Oh, yeah.
And that's where the pilot's from, I think, Missouri
Right,
City.
Stephen Lombardi.
You might want to take a look at this exhibit that they brought along with the space shuttle balloon. They're having an International Space Station Science Laboratories and crew living quarters on display. And you'll be able to step into the astronaut shower and bathroom compartments and peer into storage drawers and look out the porthole at Earth. You can even zip up in an astronaut sleeping bag. It's called a sleep restraint unit. And you can learn a lot more about how research aboard the space shuttle and the space station could lead to a better life on Earth. That's just one of the exhibits that you can see out here at the Balloon Fiesta Park. There are a lot of things. They try to create a lot of different exhibits and booths and things for you to go by and see after you've watched all the balloons go up. And a lot of kids during the week, schools will bring out kids to go through the Balloon Explorium and to see some of the different exhibits that are out here for educational and informational purposes.
We've got all kinds of people out here in the field, and of course every single year it's always a pleasure to see Steve Clark from the Albuquerque, president of the International Mint, and he's with us again.
You said
Steve,
you have a new location this year.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Steve Clark, International Mint, do the official world-class balloon coins.
Yep.
First time we've gone international, and we've got a brand new location this year. We're at Paseo del Norte and I-25 by the right in front of the Rio Grande Arts Craft Center.
So if someone is out here in the morning and looking at the balloons and then they want to stop by later in the day, it's pretty easy access to get there.
Oh, it's terrific. Won't cost you anything.
There goes one.
It's free parking over there.
That'll cost him, right?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about
the
different coins this year. What they look like.
We've been doing this since 1988, and our coins have taken off so fantastically. We've elected this year to go worldwide with them, and it's the same limited editions. We have our silver issue, our Brilliant Glow for the Balloon Glow Sunday night, and then we did the special shape, very limited editions. The set that Nelson's holding there is our artist-proof set. We've only produced 500 of those this year.
Now, you have the silver one, and then the Balloon Glow and the special shapes rodeo coins have the gold on them, too.
Right. The silver one commemorates the mass ascension this morning and tomorrow. And then our Brilliant Glow, that one we started in 1989, and it's been a terrific collector's item. We do that in 24 gold select that we pioneered, and that's our phrase. And then the special shape coin, we do that front and back in 24 karat gold. Very limited. We're only minted 1,500 of each this year.
Speaking of special shapes, there goes Miss Penny, the piggy bank in the sky. Now you have a new coin this year to commemorate the gas balloon race.
This year we were going to produce that. We didn't. Our new coin this year would be the 10th anniversary of our company, called the Gold Anniversary Series, and that's the first of the world-class balloon coin. That's the third gold coin that International Mint has produced.
So which is the most popular?
Our artist proof and the gold coin that you're holding. They're why, I don't know. They're the most expensive, but the most limited series that we do produce.
Probably coin collectors know that they can increase in value?
Exactly. That's what's happened this year. We went worldwide. We've been to Canada. We're recognized now in Canada. We're recognized in Battle Creek. And it's going to immensely help our past issues get known outside the Albuquerque market. So we're more than an Albuquerque coin now.
My favorite is always the special shapes. I like the gold on the silver and the different shapes. And you feature different balloons each year on those coins.
Oh, yes. This year, we're proud to feature the, I don't know if you can see that or not, the polar bear owned by Drew Anowski, Frank Perel's Santa Claus, and Mr. Winter owned by Carol Weiner. She's from Akron, Ohio. And if you flip over the backside, Sunny Boy is also owned by Carol Weiner. Special shape balloons, one of the most fabulous balloons.
The big sun.
Yes, it is. Some years she flies out with the sunglasses on.
Well, thank you for joining us, and come back again and tell us more about the coins. And we're going to head out on the field to see what Tom Rutherford has found.
Well, thank you very much. It's getting a little windy out on the balloon field. Some late gusts are coming through and interfering with the second wave. Behind me, you can see the balloon beginning to deflate. We watched this balloon inflate a bit ago, and now we're deflating. This is the...
Hi.
We're back, and this is called a parachute top. The pilot has pulled a rope inside the basket, opened this parachute. It allows the air to come out the top of the balloon. Now they're going to squeeze it flat. The problem is that the wind is getting to be too much. These balloons look soft and gentle, but it becomes a great big 80-foot tall sail when the wind comes up. And it was just not worth the trouble. I don't want to say trouble like they didn't want to go to the work, but the balloon, when it starts moving around like that and the wind gets a little uncontrollable. A lot of the balloons will be lifting off. A lot are going to be deflating like this one did. It's getting a little windy. We'll have more to watch, though, when we come back to our coverage on KOAT TV 7 of the Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
You're watching live coverage of the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta as Action 7 News celebrates New Mexico.
Clear days, cool temperatures, and light variable winds under 10 miles per hour. That's today, although it's getting just a tad breezy.
Variable temperatures, too.
Variable
it was
temperatures,
really
yeah.
cool this morning. Probably around 50 degrees out on the field when we were out here at 5:30 and 6 in the morning. But it's getting toasty now.
Look at all those folks. Look at that, a sea of people.
What a cliche, but it works.
I know, it's true, but it is. It's a sea of people. No other way to describe it.
Let's go out on the field with all those people and our meteorologist, Joe Diaz. Joe?
Well, Diana Nelson, of course, we have 850 balloons going up, and the key person involved in this is the launch director. There are a lot of them here, and all the pilots hang on the word from the launch director. He's a man of authority. And let's meet one right now. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
What's the deal? You're a pretty unique-looking launch director. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, it's Balloon Fiesta, you know, and every year we get like this, and we have a great time.
So you're known as a zebra, and you're taking this thing the full length.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Got to take it to the fullest extent.
Obviously, you got a great sense of humor, but you got a very important job. How many launch directors are there here? And tell me what you have to do.
There's about, I'm going to say 45 launch directors. That includes brand new people, too. Our job is to have a safe, coordinated launch.
Okay, you're in two-way communication with who?
My section leader, who's in charge of my section, which is the north section.
And what's the task here? You get the word to go, and then you just start launching?
Correct.
What do you tell the pilots right now?
Right now, we get them cold inflated, get them up and ready to go, and when we come back and walk our rows, we send them off.
You've been doing this long?
About 7 years.
Fantastic. Well, listen, the winds have come up a little bit. What does that mean for the pilots? What does that mean for you?
Well, the winds are coming up a little bit. We're just a little bit concerned, but I think it should be okay.
Well, while we're still here, now the next balloon to go up would be Bill?
Correct.
Okay. All right, hey, maybe we can get a word to Bill. Bill, what do you think about the winds coming up a little bit?
They're a little breezier than I'd like, but they're still well within range.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
It happened just that quickly. Well, there you have Tieta's pilot Bill Jones with the Southwest Airlines balloon. We saw him cold inflate earlier. He's midway through the second wave, and you see how quickly it happens. He gets the word from the launch director. The launch director will come up here just for a couple of seconds, say, hey, are you ready? And boom, he's up in the air. Back to you.
Thanks, Joe. Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is fun. It's no lie. When you're in that gondola,
mm-hmm.
and they fire up them jets once you're ready to go, that burner, woof.
You notice how you feel like a celebrity when you take off because everybody goes cheers and claps.
And we need that all the time.
You know, that's when the work begins for the chase crew. There are about 4,000 volunteers that are taking part in the different chase crews that help assist with the Fiesta. Last year, that's about how many, and they may even have more this year. All ages, all walks of life. You see them all over the place. And you know, this year, they have an official chase crew flag you might watch for when you're driving around town and you see one of those chase vehicles. You can watch for the flag. It's raising quite a stink because it was created by Warner Brothers animator Chuck Jones, and he designed it after his character Pepe Le Pew. Remember
Pepe Le Pew.
And it shows Pepe chasing Penelope, his love interest, and he never quite catches her. And he's suspended in the air holding on to a rope that's tied to some balloons on the gondola that Penelope is trying to get away from him in. So I'll have to watch for that. That's their official chase crew flag this year. You know, putting on this huge show takes more than you might expect. It takes dozens and dozens, probably thousands of volunteers. This morning, our Luis Patino takes us behind the scenes for a closer look at the Balloon Fiesta.
Before the Fiesta grounds looked anything like this, behind the scenes, there were weeks of painting, connecting electrical wires, setting up fence poles, and raising a ton of tent material that make up the vendor booths and corporate village. There are even 150 porta potties. It took more than 60 laborers per day, and by the time it's all over, a total of 2,500 volunteers. It takes a lot to make this such a world-class event and one huge party. Just ask Jorge Rodriguez. He's in charge of setting up the only beer concession here.
I told you it's a self-contained unit, and it holds about 40 to 50 kegs. You know, you need to, it's a nice system. And it's ready to pour. You just tap the kegs and start pouring both sides at the same time.
That's fast, but this isn't. Some of the brisket and turkey served at the Fiesta begin smoking 2 days before the gates open, over wood brought in from East Texas. There's a lot of attention paid to details here. Welcome to the corporate cabanas. They come complete with trees. Yes, trees. And look, even chandeliers. Peter Kupchak is in charge of the greenery.
Well, every year we dress up the Balloon Fiesta with just a little green and some leaves to take away the bleakness of it all.
How much? How many of these trees do you put out? And how many shrubs?
There'll be 150 trees of this size and 475 5-gallon shrubs.
These are the unsung heroes of the Fiesta, the behind-the-scenes folks who contribute to every detail. Luis Patino, Action 7 News.
Hot dog. How about that? It's amazing. You know, people don't really get the gist of it, what goes on behind the scenes. And, whew, a lot of stuff, without a doubt. That is the World Balloon as it is being fired up there, or filled up with air, and then eventually it'll begin. Oh, it's deflating, is it?
It's going back down.
Huh.
Joining us now is Ben Montoya. He's the president of P&M, as many of you know, and they're a sponsor of the Balloon Fiesta and have been for several years now. Why do you do that?
This is our 3rd year. We finally financially sound enough so we can afford to sponsor a balloon.
You think it's a good event to be backing?
It's a wonderful event for our state and for the city. It really is. Thrilling.
When was your first Balloon Fiesta?
Would have been in 1994, no, 93. 93, then 94 we sponsored our first one.
You were probably blown away by it when you first came.
It's fantastic, and I can't wait to have my grandchildren come here next weekend for the first time.
Now, you were out in California for quite a while, and you were an admiral in the Navy.
Yes, I was. 31 years, Nelson. I was in the Navy, and it's fun being a civilian, though.
That means you can boss Nelson around because he was in the Navy, too,
My
right?
age can do that.
Well, you know, did you have your balloon fiestas out in California? Did you attend any?
You know, I'm from a little town called Indio, California, which has now grown into a big golf area, and they do have a mini balloon fiesta, but nothing like this.
Yeah.
No comparison.
So when you first came out here, you've taken a ride, have you?
I've been up all the last 3 years.
And
I'd never been in a balloon, and it's a whole different feeling than anything I've ever
that's for sure.
You know, felt in the air.
So P&M is doing well?
P&M is doing so much better than a few years ago, so much better.
Okay, our rates are coming down?
Yes, sir. In fact, we're offering even more rate reductions as part of deregulation. We
Good
sure
deal.
are.
Good deal.
As a corporate sponsor, you have one of the tents back over
Yes, we
at
have a
the
corporate
north part of
tent.
the field.
Yes, Diane.
And that's for the people the pilots and people who are involved in the Fiesta to drop by?
Well, we try to share our tent with the employees and their families, with out-of-town guests who do business with P&M, and then with many of the local business and community leaders with whom we work.
Is the Balloon Fiesta a good thing for corporate sponsors to be involved with?
It really is, because I think it not only shows us publicly in the community, but more important, it shows the community that we are committed to advertise our state and our city.
And the employees and clients love it, don't they?
Well, the employees love it. This morning we had our employees brought all their children in who participated in a balloon making contest. And it's so neat to give bonds to kids that are 8, 10, 12 years old.
You bet.
It just adds to the whole company morale when you do things like that.
Sure.
Well, thanks for joining us, and thanks for making the
Good to see you too, Diane.
Fiesta possible.
And I want to continue that golf game we started not long ago.
Hace un año. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's been hace un año. We played golf at UNM South. It was wonderful, and hope to do it again, Mr. Montoya. And congratulations on continuing your post there as the head honcho at P&M, Admiral Montoya. Thank you. We will continue our live coverage here of the first day of the 1997 26th Annual Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're watching live coverage of the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta Mass Ascension on Action 7 News. Brought to you by Nobody Does Balloon Fiesta Savings like Jewel Osco and Osco Drive.
We're back live at the Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
That voice you're hearing is Tom Rutherford, who's been involved in the Balloon Fiesta from the very first one. Does it get bigger and better every year, or do you ever get tired of it, Tom?
You know, it's fun. I get to sort of nonchalant about it all year long, and then all of a sudden it gets to be balloon time, and then I get out here, and really, Nelson said it earlier, you just sort of get goosebumps or something,
yeah.
and you think that you wouldn't get excited about this. Many times as we've seen it, and as much as we've seen, and as many interesting things as we've seen, that we wouldn't get excited about this. But Nelson can't sit still.
No, he's too busy waving.
So many people that come
Well,
by and
it's
say
so
hello.
fun.
I love it.
It's where New
very
Mexico
nice.
comes to meet each other
Yeah.
and enjoy a morning.
Every direction.
You know,
is
I'll
nice.
have to admit that every year when it gets close to Balloon Fiesta, I start grumbling. Oh, it's Balloon, you know, it's a little bit of extra work. You got to get up early. Once I get out here, forget about all
It's
that.
pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Well, it's just been a great day for the balloons. You saw the wind come up just a little bit at the end, and it caused a few problems, but nothing major.
It was
But
toward the very end of the last few balloons.
Yeah, so a couple of them deflated that might have flown otherwise, and there were, I guess, maybe a few that hadn't quite started yet. But basically, things are going well. This is a fellow named Tarp Head. Head Balloons is named after him, and he lives in the hills of northern Georgia and has been manufacturing balloons up there for about as long as the Balloon Fiestas. I think he started in 1972. And it's one of the smaller brands of balloons, or one of the ones that makes fewer number of balloons. The balloons themselves are all about the same size, but one of about a half a dozen manufacturers of hot air balloons.
One of the big events today is the gas balloon race, which takes off this afternoon. And can you kind of describe the difference between gas balloon and hot air balloon, Tom?
I could try to explain the physics.
That's okay. Keep it simple. I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, basically, you have captive gas that's lighter than air. With a hot air balloon, the captive gas is air, but it's because it's hot, it's able to fly. With hot air, you change the volume of the gas by heating it up. You carry the fire on board and you heat the air so it gets hotter and goes higher. With a gas balloon, you have a fixed amount of gas. So what you have to do then is change the weight. You either change the volume of gas or change the weight of the balloon. So they carry sandbags with them. This is the old around the world in 80 days kind of balloons.
Oh, yeah.
And they carry sandbags with them, ballast. And if they want to go up, they let go of some of the ballast. They make the balloon lighter. If they want to go down, they let some of the gas out. The trick is you have to land with enough gas and enough sand to be able to do that one last time. if you end up using up all your your sand, and you're coming down too fast, you can't stop yourself.
Ooh.
If you use up too much gas, then you can't keep flying. The complication comes in the changing temperature throughout the day and night. They'll take off in the evening on purpose because it'll be about as cool as it can be. And so the gas will be it contracts when it gets cold.
Compressed.
So it'll be as small as it can be so they can get as much gas as possible inside that gas balloon.
Okay,
Now, last year they flew for 38 hours and a distance of 430 miles to claim victory.
They tell me what's going to happen tonight is the balloons will take off to the north. There's a weather system north of us that's moving west. If the balloons go fast enough and if the timing is right, the balloons will get in front of the weather system so that it won't affect them, but will push them on to the east. If they don't make it in time, the weather system will already be there and they won't be able to go forward any farther. And they'll end up stopping probably in Colorado or Nebraska. Their hope is to take off, get in front of the weather system, get up north to Colorado, Nebraska, and then begin to move east. It depends on the weather system. They are talking about landing, the ones who are serious about winning this, are talking about landing Thursday morning. So Saturday night to Thursday morning will be quite a long flight.
Now, everyone should get out their pads and pencils. There will be a test.
Yeah. Well, you weren't able to see my hands moving. That's how I have to describe it.
Well, let's go back out on the field where there are hundreds of people, and Joe Diaz is somewhere out among them. Joe?
Probably hundreds of thousands of people.
That's right.
Out there.
Yes, we weren't. Arabelle, the big Greenland cow, has been inflating back behind us.
Isn't that funny?
Trying to, anyway.
Now, these are, as you can imagine, this is a little difficult to wrangle. You talked about it, all the extra cords and the extra fabric, but in addition, the shape of it, with a regular standard shaped balloon, the wind just sort of goes around it.
Oh, it's utterly disgusting. Look at that.
Leave it to you.
I got the other end pointing at us.
Poor thing.
This time. And so because of the shape of this, the wind doesn't go around it very well and will tend to pick it up, and the balloon becomes like a great big sail. The trick then is to get the air in as fast as you can so that the balloon becomes pressurized inside and is able to fight off the wind. This is a great view from the Sky 7 camera where you can see the whole balloon and how it's getting a little bit twisted up, it looks like.
One of the most intricate shapes. I mean, there are some special shapes that still have the roundness of a balloon or maybe one flat side, but a few of the special shapes have all kinds of little nicks and crannies in there.
It's so fun to watch this, and there's a lot of new shapes here at the Balloon Fiesta this year. Norwest Bank, of course, sponsors the Special Shapes Rodeo on Thursdays and Fridays with mass ascensions Thursday and Friday mornings, and then balloon glows and competition flights on Thursday and Friday afternoons.
Something to look forward to.
And more and more special shapes and different shapes this year than ever before. We saw that monster truck earlier. I didn't get to see if it lifted off or
Every
not.
year you remind us about the Espanola Valley Arts and Crafts.
There goes
there's so
Arabelle.
much. Look at this.
You hear the crowd?
Yeah. Now it seems awfully soft, and it'll begin to find its natural shape once it gets into the air. I think so, but it was just sort of, oh man. The Espanola Valley Arts and Crafts Festival is going on in northern New Mexico. This is the perfect time of year to visit northern New Mexico. As you heard earlier on Channel 7, Las Golondrinas has their Harvest Festival today and tomorrow at La Cienega, just south of Santa Fe. Through Santa Fe, there's lots of exhibits, and then on north to Espanola, where the entire valley has gathered in Espanola at the plaza there for an arts and crafts show and great food. I was up in Velarde 2 weeks ago for the Apple Festival, but they saved some of the, and I got a taste of some of that chili. There's some great food up there.
Well, let's take a break and we'll come back with a little bit more of our coverage of the Balloon Fiesta. Don't go away.
You're watching live coverage of the 1997 Kodak Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta as Action 7 News celebrates.
We are back live out at the Albuquerque Kodak International Actually, I think I got that all backwards, but you know where we are anyway. And that is a shot from our Sky 7 of one of the balloons, which is downtown Albuquerque. Look at all those big buildings around it.
The balloons normally on a day like this would be landing at Renaissance Center, but there's so much building going on over there that
they have to go find a few other spots
to land like they
Poor
used to.
Annabelle's got a limp wrist.
Arabelle.
Arabelle. Let's say Annabelle, Arabelle.
There are, you know, you can imagine how the air gets up into the horn or the tail there because hot air rises, but getting the hot air to go back down
those hoops.
into the hooves is a little difficult, into the feet.
Yeah, let's go back out to Joe Diaz, who's out among the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, there are a lot of people here on the field, and there's no rush to get out of here either. And this has been great for me because I haven't covered a balloon fiesta since, I guess, 1988. And I remember all those years that I covered them, we'd say, now, everybody takes these pictures, we feed them to the network, and so the fiesta is represented all over the country, all over the world. And since the late 80s, I worked in Houston and Corpus Christi and Sacramento, and every single year I would see those newscasts on those particular local stations, and we'd get the coverage and the video from the network, which of course you guys shot here, and it was like, it made me homesick. Every October we'd see those balloons on our newscast. It would make me homesick. So this is great to be back here. And look at this, huh? Look at this. I got a Launch Director 1997 pin, huh? Already. And then I got this from Charlie the Weather Wizard here. He gave me a pin as well. So anyway, let's talk to some of the fans in the stands. Where are you from?
I'm from Placitas.
So this is old hat to you then.
Oh, it never gets old. It's just beautiful every year. It's exciting.
Today was a good day, don't you think?
Perfect. The weather couldn't have been better.
Yeah. Now this has to be someone's very first fiesta right here. What's her name?
This is Caitlin.
Caitlin's cute. She's been saying balloon, balloon.
And going bye-bye.
Do you like it, Caitlin? Yeah, I think you do.
I think you do.
She likes that cow thing, I'm telling you that much. And where are you from?
I'm from Denver.
Okay, but you used to live here or something?
Right, grew up in Albuquerque and love it. Hadn't been for quite a while, but
it's good to come back and see it, isn't
you
it?
bet, especially through her eyes. It's even more exciting.
Yeah. Well, you know the story this morning, there was that big rush to get into Balloon Fiesta Park, and then a little bit ago there was a rush to get around the balloons as they were launching. Now check this out. Here's the latest. Yeah, that's the latest rush right there. Hit the concession stands, pick up the souvenirs, hit the breakfast burritos. So that's the story here from the field at Balloon Fiesta Park. We'll pitch it back to you guys.
There are lots of good things to try out, too, to eat.
Oh, there's lots of shopping to do. And also later on here on the field are going to be the Cool Cuts showcopters.
That's new this year.
Precision helicopter team is going to be performing, and skydivers will begin to appear. They're scheduled to appear at 10 o'clock. Because the balloons are off early this morning, they may actually show up a little bit early.
What are some of the things that you can find to eat out there? What have you've got a breakfast burrito, and I had some cinnamon rolls.
I rushed back here to get this breakfast burrito because I haven't done enough shopping for food out there.
I understand there are 35 different food vendors, and they have fry bread, they have burritos, clam chowder, lobster poppers, I'm not sure what that is, donuts, funnel cakes, roasted corn, barbecue, and that's just a little bit of what you'll find out there to eat. Sample.
Curly fries was our favorite.
Curly fries,
I think
yes.
I made them all.
They get,
I'm so full.
They get so messy that
they so much. Coffee's good. People are friendly. What a party.
Let's talk about some of the things that they can do in the coming week, because this is just the first day of 9 days packed with all kinds of balloon events. Run down the schedule a little bit. Tomorrow, the Dawn Patrol will go up at 5:30, and then there's a mass ascension, and as Tom mentioned, there's the Cool Cut Showcopter Skydive will be again tomorrow after the mass ascension, and that will be again today, too. And then tomorrow evening, one of the favorites, the Balloon Glow, starts at 5:30, and there's a fireworks show right after the Balloon Glow. And on Monday, that's one of the... Sunday. Well, Monday, actually, they will have one of the flying events at some of the competitions.
And part of the promise of Sunday out here is that the traffic ought to be easier to get through than Saturday. I mean, the tradition here is that on the first day, the traffic's just pretty awful.
Yeah.
But by the second day, the bugs are sort of worked out, and people know where they're going, and the routes are adjusted, and so tomorrow morning ought to be a little easier to drive out here, I hope.
And exiting, a lot of people stop at the Rio Grande Arts and Crafts Festival, that huge tent. It's quite a deal. I stopped there yesterday to check it out, and a lot of artists wares are there. Beautiful stuff.
Here are the Monday events. The Dawn Patrol goes up at 5:30, and then the flying events. Those are the competitions.
The competition events on these days involve about half of the balloons taking off from the field and flying to targets away from the field. About half the balloons take off away from the field and fly to a target here on the field. So that activity begins at 7 in the morning and continues really till about 9 or 9:30.
Do they do the same thing on Tuesday, or is it a different event?
Pretty much the same on Tuesday, and then they start
on Wednesday.
And on Wednesday,
they have the Flight of Nations. That's new this year.
The day will begin with the Flight of the Nations, and a designated
Wednesday.
pilot from each. Did you say 27 countries?
28 or 9 now.
29 countries.
Wow. Yeah, it's something.
It is.
The countries I've never heard of, and countries
Will they be
where I didn't know
flying their flags along with that?
They're going to fly the flags and have some special ceremonies, and it's going to be very colorful. And then the rest of the balloons will be flying.
Then on Thursday, that's one of the favorite times, is when the Special Shapes Mass Ascension goes up at 7 a.m.
But also the house grab. You know, one of the special shapes that you pointed out earlier
Mikasa Shukasa.
Mikasa Shukasa. Sivich Thomas Holmes is giving away a brand new house here on Thursday. The pilots, just like in the key grab where they grab the keys to the car, where they're going to grab the keys to a new house from a pole in the middle of the field. They gave the house away last year. They're going to do it again this year. So first the Special Shape Mass Ascension, then the house grab balloons begin to fly into the field.
And then there's a pararescue parachute demonstration team and the Special Shapes Rodeo Glow Thursday night.
That's right. The Special Shapes are twice a day on Thursdays and Fridays. Mass Ascension Thursday morning, Special Shape Balloon Glow on Thursday night.
Is there an additional one this year? Or, I mean, it seems like there are more Special Shapes events than ever before, and I think it's because people like them so much.
Well, they're just so intriguing. I mean, it's so unusual. But
so the same thing on Friday.
There's just more and more of the balloons. And then on Friday again, Special Shapes flight in the morning, followed by the key grab competition.
And that one's for a car?
For a car.
Okay.
From Don Chalmers Ford, I believe. And then Friday night, a Special Shape Rodeo. So it's like a Special Shape Mass Ascension. They sort of have competition for the pilots. But you can imagine flying a big cow or a monster truck.
Purple people eater.
You know, dinosaur is a little harder to
Do the Special Shapes require more, I know they do require more expertise, but do they require more training in order to be a pilot of a Special Shapes balloon?
I'm not sure you're required to have more training, but if you're going to do it well, it takes more. And the training, I guess you need more experience. You need more practice with that shape of a balloon because the characteristics are different. It stays in the air probably for a shorter period of time. It probably comes down a little slower, but it's harder to stop, things like that. So it's a little different.
So then there's the Mass Ascension again on Saturday morning, and the Night Magic Glow on Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, there will be another Mass Ascension, and everybody takes off going back to where they came from.
Pack up and go home for another year.
Which is about what we're going to do here now.
Yeah, it's about time, isn't it?